Hey nerds, welcome to Jerry Bear Reacts. Hey, this is a recap for season 1 of Invincible. You'll probably see this actually the same day as the Invincible finale on YouTube. Now, I normally do this the day after a season ends on the Vampire Diaries, and then it's like kind of an off day basically, and then it goes back into it. But this is all gonna be lumped together. Invincible, I may do it a week after. I may do it the week after on that Sunday, fill the gap. I don't know how I'm gonna do it. We'll see, because we also have Loki coming up too. But nonetheless, I wanted to do this for WandaVision. I wanted to do this for Falcon and Winter Soldier, and I just forgot. I just didn't, basically. I think I have notes somewhere, but I just didn't do it. I could always do it, but still. Normally these things go like 30 minutes. I'm sure with this only being 8 episodes compared to 22 that I'm used to, we'll be fine. Wild show. What I'm going to do is recap the season, major talking points from each episode. I have an award ceremony, and I have an in memorial, you know, in loving memory of characters. And then, yeah, that's kind of where we're at. So Invincible, Robert Kirkman and company. Kirkman's the only name I remember. A bunch of people from The Walking Dead came into this, a bunch of extra actors, a bunch of very cool voice actors showed up to be a part of this show that I didn't know until after the fact. This show is great, so I'm gonna go ahead and just get into this. If you guys are new here, feel free to subscribe for daily content. If there's a day, there's a reaction. Links to everything in the description box down below. Patreon, Twitch stream, everything in between. The full uncut hour-long episodes of Invincible is on the Patreon right now, as well as the first 5 seasons of the Vampire Diaries, all of Falcon and Winter Soldier, all of WandaVision, all right there. Or if you just want to watch my basic YouTube stuff early, etc., or a basic support tier, that's a Twitch stream, or that's the Patreon. Twitch stream is there as well. Enough self-promoting and plugging. Invincible season 1 recap. Season 2 and 3 they've already signed on for, so we're just getting started with this show. We're introduced to a whole new slew of characters right off the jump with this, okay? Each of which kind of remember a Justice League member to me. So here's the characters we have, right? We have War Woman, Wonder Woman. We have Darkwing, Batman. We have Immortal, who, like, I really don't know DC-wise. I kind of have, like, a mix between, like, a Hercules or something. Red Rush, which would be Flash. Martian Man. Martian Manhunter. Green Ghost, who I called Green Morph or Morph Suit at the beginning, would be like a mix between, I don't know, like maybe like a Green Lantern, not really, but kind of, or Kitty Pryde. And then we have Aquatus, I think was his name, which turned out to be Aquaman. That's just who we have. So they're called the Guardians of the Globe. They help this guy right off the bat. They help these security workers at the White House. They protect it. Another superhero joins them, and his name is OMNIMAN, aka probably their Superman. I'm just making references for the sake of, if you didn't watch the show, or if you did watch it, you just want to kind of get references for those people. Once you get into the show and you get past first episode, you see these characters as their own. In the first episode, I really just couldn't stop comparing them to other things. But then you kind of just realize, okay, this is his own thing with influences from other things. It's not a copy. It's not a Control-C, Control-V situation. So, that out of the way. They save the White House, and then they cut to Omni-Man's son, aka Mark Grayson. He's young, doesn't have his powers yet. Very, comparisons coming in, very like Deku-esque of like no powers, waiting for them to come in, or something from like the superhero high school, whatever. Omni-Man's backstory, he's a Viltrumite, which is kind of similar to a Kryptonian in a sense. While taking out the trash, Mark Grayson at his job at the Burger Mart throws a fucking trash bag. It goes flying. He has powers. He's slowly getting them. Nolan Grayson, aka Omni-Man, kind of is a little weird about that. His whole demeanor changes once he finds out he has his powers. So him and Pops do some training, a real coming-of-age superhero story. We get the first homemade suit, which every hero has to have a homemade suit. The tailor, who's voiced by Mark fucking Hamill. Luke Skywalker, aka the Joker, aka God himself. Anyways, boom, we get a full-blown suit. It's sick. Full-blown name of Invincible. Roll credits, right? Nah. What looked to have been a whole super story movie in just 30 minutes was the start of something new. One by one, each of the Globe Guardians, their beepers go off. In the midst of training, doing their jobs, hanging out, whatever, they all meet up. Something's got to be happening. Everybody's on high alert. Red Rush picks up on it, pushes somebody out of the way. Something's up. It's fucking Omni-Man, bro. Comes in swinging, and he single-handedly, one by one, kills every single member of the Guardians of the Globe. Omni-Man beats the living shit out of these folk. Dog walks them. They are dog water. No earnings. Mollywops them. Destroys all 7 members. He kills in order. Red Rush. Kills Red Rush, followed by Darkwing, then Green Ghost, then Aquatus, Martian Manhunter. I'm sorry. His name is Martian Man? Martian Man, War Woman, and then fucking cuts off Immortal's noggin. I'm talking snapping heads backwards, hand through their faces, wild shit. And that's how the first episode ends. Granted, not every episode is as exciting as this episode. You get a lot of character building, but still wild shit. Omni-Man's in the hospital because he took some licks too now. Detectives try to figure out what's going on, including a new character by the name of Damien Darkblood, like a Hellboy style character. New aliens invade. Mark tries to take them on solo, but he can't. So we get new members of the Teen Force who shows up. We have Adam Eve, Robot, Duplicate, and Rexplode. I'm not going to go through the comparisons. Mark kind of has a thing for Eve to start off, but she's fucking dating. She's dating Rexplode. At one point, he uses her almost dying to like trigger this rage strength within him that gave him a boost of energy for a second. In the third and final encounter with these aliens, after figuring out what they're going through, Mark gets the shit kicked out of him, but Papa shows up and saves the day. Omni-Man goes to their planet and genocides, kills everybody, drops Chunk the planet, Ultron style, kills him, comes back home for dinner. Mark lets it slip. Omni-Man's his dad. It happens. The news finally breaks the report that the Guardians are dead after putting it off. And Damien seems to have an idea of what's happening. Now, episodes 3 and 5 is more so, to kind of like cut out some of this, is more so Mark going through being a hero, going through being invincible, getting in relationship with Amber, going through trying to balance his life, even protecting his planet basically from Alan the alien, voiced by Seth Rogen. He goes on these missions, he goes to Mars, and all these, there's Seismic Dude, all these stories are planned along the way. He goes to Mars, and if any human comes in contact with one of these shapeshifters, these spider tentacle things, then that's disastrous. That happens. We get the Mauler twins. We have all these stories building up basically. And the whole time they're trying to figure out who killed the Guardians. Damien figures it out, Damien Darkblood. But they end up using the blood from Omni-Man's damaged suit to frame him, and they basically send him back to hell. So now Cecil, this guy we get introduced to, is kind of keeping an eye on the family and trying to figure out a way to prove that he did it. Well, Mama Grayson kind of figures it out. So episodes 3 through 5, we also get Titan, the dude that can turn into stone. There's a whole side story with that. We get introduced to possibly my favorite character, Battle Beast, who mollywops all the Teen Force, including Omni-Man. Pretty much almost kills him. Almost kills all these brand new characters we get introduced to, including Monster Girl, Shrink Ray, Pangea for a second, Black Samson. We get introduced to, I think that's it actually. So characters almost die, they come back, Black Samson gets his powers, they're the new Guardians of the Globe, they leave a blood stain up, they end up cleaning off. It's very poetic shit. Anyways, to kind of get into the wrap up here, Eve creates a story for Mark that got hit by a bus right after he was severely damaged. Mark he inserts himself into a road trip with college road trip with his friend William and invites Amber. Of course, they have this whole thing where the guy William's going to go see gets turned into like a fucking robot basically, and these things can give Mark a run for his money, which Cecil takes notice of immediately. So Mama Grayson takes Omni's suit to Luke Skywalker and confirms he was the person who killed the Guardians. Omni-Man shares a beer with Luke. It's pretty nice. The show ends with Mom revealing to Omni that she knows, and the Mauler twins digging up the Immortal. Omni-Man refuses to tell his wife what happened, and he kind of bounces. Robot reveals that his sack body is his real self and gets the Mahler twins to make him a brand new body, a younger version of Explode. Plans work, the robot turns on the twins, etc. While all that went down, Omni-Man returns home only to be attacked by soldiers, kills them off one by one, returns to kill Donald. They blow up the house. He's left standing there holding nothing. They blow up the house with him in it. Rest in peace, Bobby Hill. He's in a pursuit to find his son, Mark. Debbie goes to Cecil. All this shit's kind of blowing up in his face. They hit him with a satellite attack, like Gears of War, like Hammer of Dawn. Doesn't stop him. They release, Cecil tried to stop him himself. Doesn't stop him. They release a kaiju. Mark shows up with Eve. Eve gets called to Cecil. Invincible and Omni-Man have to fight this kaiju together. The monster twins revive Immortal, who goes immediately to fight Omni-Man. Now the whole world's watching this fight play out. They duke it out. Omni-Man kills Immortal again right in front of the whole world watching. The whole world. Episode ends with Omni-Man telling Invincible, "We need to talk." Here comes the finale. Omni-Man explains that Viltrum invades planets, and the second his son had powers was the second he had to tell him the truth, and it's time to put them into their empire. The fight between Omni-Man and Invincible is as simple as this. Omni-Man walks him for 22 minutes straight. This is including their conversation, a whole fight. He basically explains how humans are worthless. Kills numerous humans in the process of this. 22 minutes straight. He is beating the shit out of Invincible. Flashback to when Mark was a kid. Baseball game. Omni-Man, something triggers in his brain. He just flies away. Just leaves, not to be seen again the rest of the episode. Just leaves moments away from killing his son. The show then follows the fallout of the destruction, the recovery of the planet. Mark and friends gather to talk about events, their secrets out. Everybody knows that Mark is now invincible. Everybody knows Adam Eve is... everybody knows now that Samantha is Adam Eve. Alan comes back to warn Mark about the Viltrumite, and Mark exposition dumps. And Alan, in return, tells him how wild the Viltrums are. And a mini montage plays of all the stories set in motion. The Mars invasion, Cecil's new army of those robot things, the Mahler twins back in prison, the inevitable return of Omni-Man, the inevitable return of the Immortal, the seismic dude, and really everything in between. And the show ends with Mark just saying, I guess I'll go back to high school, really. Invincible Season 1 was a fucking masterpiece. It was so good. It was beautiful. I'm glad I got to watch it. Anyways, favorite episode by far is episode 1. That is one of the best first episodes of a show. I always tell people my favorite first episode of a show ever is The Walking Dead. It's a fucking perfect episode. Even if you don't watch the rest of it, watch the first episode. You're going to get an itch. First episode of Breaking Bad as well. Both amazing shows that grab your attention right off the bat. I would lump Invincible into this conversation. Favorite scene is Omni-Man killing the Guardians. Actually, Omni-Man holding Invincible up as they went through the train, killing everybody in the process was wild. Favorite character is a mix between Omni-Man and Battle Beast by far. Favorite quote, "Think, Mark, think." It's a meme. It's great. Favorite kill of the entire show was Omni-Man killing Green Ghost, morph suit. He put his hand through her fucking face. It was violent. By far my favorite kill of the whole thing. So I'm going to wrap it up by, in loving memory, the following characters. Red Rush, Darkwing, Green Ghost, Aquatus, Martian Man, War Woman, Immortal, Maya, Donald, Robot's original body, Immortal for a second time, and all the innocent humans lost to the senseless war. May all of you rest in peace. Immortal, I know we'll see you again. And that is the end of the recap for Invincible Season 1. It's long-winded. There's not a lot of periods in there. It kind of just flows right through. My recording's almost at 15 and a half minutes. looking good. We'll edit it, we'll get it down, and I'll make sure not to have it flooded with ads because YouTube likes to do that. So anyways, Immortal Season 1 is done. I appreciate you hanging out. Again, links to everything I mentioned about the Patreon. You can watch the full thing uncut down below. Let me know what you thought about the first season of Immortal. I will not be reading any of the comics. I want to stay fresh with the show when we get the next season in 2022. And I'll see you at the end of that one. So as always, guys, links to everything in the description box down below. Playlist up on screen. Stay cute, stay hydrated, and I will catch you on the next one.